Randy Skopecek is going to tell us about getting internet to rural communities. I don't even know what those are because I live in Chicago. Come on up, Randy. Give it up for Randy.
Howdy. I'm going to take you through my journey on trying to get better internet in a rural community as a remote worker. Now, when we talk about rural, how rural are we talking? We've got about 970 people in our community, one gas station, 30 minutes to any Walmart, and cornfields everywhere. For the last 12 years, I've lived in the same place. AT&T DSL was the only option. 2008, 3 meg internet, it's about as fast as you can go. By 2013, I started working remote full time. I think I was about 6 meg internet by then. 2016, finally made it up to 18 meg. That's dual DSL, that's about as fast as they go. They're pretend UVerse. Then around 2017, the local CO office for AT&T had an incident and they had a month-long outage. After they fixed that, there was about 14 daily outages, or up to 14 daily outages for the following 2 years. Technicians begged me to stop calling. That picture is actually of the AT&T lines outside my house. That's an 8-foot snake and 2 other snakes. There's a little tip, a little wasp spray. They'll just disappear out into the woods. First mitigating strategy is I got a hotspot. All the carriers ended up being about the same, so I chose T-Mobile for their contracts. 1-2 bars was the best. Sometimes it dips down to 0, so I couldn't really rely upon it, especially at 3 meg, to switch over as a primary. I tried kind of that fast switching, so you'd sit there as a remote worker working, and then go down, and you're like, oh, switch over to hotspot. That was a terrible experience. I tried buying a high-powered cellular booster to add on to that. It didn't really add any value, but it did cost $700. Did consider satellite, but that's a terrible experience as well. With the ping rate of 1 second, no one's working remote. Starlink, a lot of potential, not available yet, maybe 2020 for some of you and for Indiana. 5G, so AT&T is the only carrier in our area, and they're only available in certain areas. And ironically, they are 100 feet in both towers short of my house. In the process of their second attempt to install it, they canceled my DSL account and my grandfathered 18 meg plan, so they refused to reinstate it and got me back to 6 meg at the same price. I'm not bitter. I worked with the local line-of-sight wireless provider, Directional. I worked out a $20,000 deal with them. I did all the planning to take care of our entire community. I went door to door to take care of the HOA side of things. In the end, there was an issue with both the provider and the HOA where they couldn't move forward. With that same provider, as another option, I worked out with our local town so the provider could have a new tower to service the whole region. And in exchange, the town would get a free ISP. Well, the vendor had issues with that as well. Fiber, the gold standard. Most of the time it's commercial in the area. There's tons of fiber all around me. That one right up there, that's less than 500 feet from my house. I can't use it. It goes all the way down to Texas. So I would be broke as soon as I realized I cut those lines. All the commercial providers that I checked out, it'd be a $100,000 install to get it to my house. I'd make 10 meg at $500 every month. Did consider and go through a business plan to become a local WISP, but I didn't want to take on that risk and that problem myself. A regional provider, or a local provider, extended into the regional market for residential. I worked with their CEO, their fiber planner. I also had access to a fiber burial company. It was a friend of mine who also owns property in that particular subdivision. $135,000 plan, people are ready to go forward. Provider's execution stalled. I'm also working with another community that has the same thing with the provider. It's not this community specific. Currently, I got fixed wireless LTE directional up and running. Hand installed it just a few days ago, actually. 2040 down, 711 up, unlimited data, and knock on wood, or whatever this is. No prioritization issues. They piggyback off of another carrier. It's a regional provider. And all this stuff is more than just work. You know, I'm a remote worker, so there are challenges. This is my dad. He peacefully passed away last year. We used to Skype before and after work for several years prior. And in 2018, the internet issues got bad enough that it actually risked my job. As a side to that, my parents were trying to move up to our state to be closer to the grandkids. So coincidentally, it worked out. They had an extra room. It was strategic. At the time, I was looking at potentially renting another office space somewhere else as another option to fix the internet issue. But yeah, that's as far as I got. We've got internet. Still pushing forward, trying to get the fiber in place, but that's me and my time. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know, and I appreciate your time. Thank you. Thanks, sir.
Good job. I don't know, I just use Verizon. Yeah, I get 1 bar too.